I'm at that point in my life where I should not be wearing white shirts. Welcome back to the show. I'm Rob. I'm here with Joe. And as you can see, Mike's not here. We gave him the night off. He's been working hard, so we're going to let him rest up, and he'll be back next week.
He's earned it. Absolutely.
So this is the Hogs, Hops, and Hope podcast. Hot takes, cold beers, zero credentials. We are experts in our field because we are fans. We are training camp was going on today. Mandatory mini camp was going on this week. This is a mandatory event, and of course, it's mandatory event, which means there's going to be people who don't show up. And one person who did not participate for Washington is Terry McLaurin. This was not a surprise. It's not a shock. He's negotiating his contract. And so he did not participate. He did the same thing 3 years ago when he was negotiating his contract back then. So again, not a surprise. Joe, do you care on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being you're freaking out, 0, you really don't care? Where do you rank on Terry not being at training camp, minicamp?
I'm going to say I'm at a 2 right now.
Okay.
Not as I like. So first of all, I'm Remember McLaurin. Like,
there you go.
Come on. Like, we need you. I'm excited to have him on the team.
Right.
Normally I wouldn't think much of it, but I think yesterday or today I started seeing people talking about trading, and it's like, whoa, no. And I realize it's the clickbait.
Yep.
It's the off season. It's the clickbait. You got to write something.
Yep.
I hope that but you do see a lot of headlines talking about how frustrated Terry is and how he wants his deal done. He wants a long-term deal. I don't know what the hell we're waiting for. Just pay the man. Like, he's the one. What?
No, see, look, he's not going anywhere. They're
I hope not.
Figure it out. 3 years ago when he redid this, they got it solved at the end of June. They got it done before the main training camp, which is like 2 months out. So I'm not concerned. I'm at a 0. I don't care. It's much to do about nothing. It's the media, and we're not the media because we have 0 credentials. Like, I need to be clear about that.
Absolutely. Not a single one.
Not a single one. Between the 3 of us, we got nothing. It's the media constantly saying, don't freak out about this. He's not a camp. It's not a big deal. Don't freak out. Everyone's freaking out, but don't freak out. But the only people who are freaking out is the press. I don't see anybody online freaking out about Terry not being at camp. So to me, it's just the press. And like you said, it's clickbait. They have to have something to talk about because, it may not be a 24-hour news cycle with the team. They've got to have something to report every day. They've got to have something new to write. They've got to have something for you to click on, all these fun things. And so that's what I have to keep talking about. So yes, so you get the trade talk and all that. So this just goes more back to last week's conversation. We talked about how annoyed we are with headlines and things like that. You see a headline that says, oh, what would a possible trade scenario be for Terry McLaurin to the Chargers? And you're like, what?
Right.
And you click and you read, and then you get upset, and then you realize there's nothing to the story. It's just someone speculating. And that's not what we do here, other than we speculate that we'll probably have another beer next week or something.
Plus, we have to make fun of those that are speculating. I mean, that's what we do.
We speculate on the amount of speculation that will be going on, so we can mock it like we mock a mock draft.
Absolutely. I think the only thing I want to add is when me saying I'm at a 2 is more so I just want him to be locked into a long-term deal. I don't think when the season comes around, he's going to be on the team. I'm not worried about that. He does have a year left. I think he's going to honor his contract. He's going to play out. But I would like him to get the long-term contract. I'm tired of buying jerseys for a player that disappears after I get it. So it's like he needs to be here for the rest of his career.
Well, he will. I think he'll sign like a 3 or 4 year contract, and that that'll be fine. And then at that point, he'll be 33, 34, and then they'll give another contract at that point. Maybe that one will just be 2 years. They'll evaluate then. I'm not going to worry about that. But my guess is push comes to shove within the next 2 months, they will have a deal with him. It'll be 3 or 4 years. It'll be like 3 years, 90 million, or 4 years, 130 million, or something stupid like that. Whatever. Those numbers don't mean anything. And because it's all smoke and mirrors with NFL contracts, and it's be fine. And week 1, he will be on the field and he will be catching passes from Jaden Daniels again. And that's all that really matters.
Totally agree. I have no doubt of that. I completely agree with that.
Okay. So other news for Washington this week, Jeremy Reeves, safety and special team standout, got a contract extension, 1 year, additional year. I didn't see the terms, so I don't know how many millions of trillions of dollars he got, but this is a guy who's.
But it's 1 year, like you said, 1 year. That's all you're allowed.
Right. So, but it's an extension. So he was already under contract for this upcoming season. Now he's under contract for next season. I think it's a good move because he's a team leader. So I like that. He's a good player. He's great on special teams. He can fill in at safety. So it's a no-brainer to me. And it doesn't really hurt the team anything. It just gives them a little bit of certainty going into looking ahead to future contracts. So once again, it's just I think just a good move.
Yep.
Another little thing that doesn't really affect me, it doesn't affect you, but the team redid their contract or renewed their contract with iHeartRadio, so the games will still be on Big 100 in the local area. That doesn't affect either one of us, so who really cares?
Exactly.
And side note for Terry, since he missed the 3 weeks or 3 days of minicamp, he will be fined for those things. That's something that the team cannot avoid, and it's going to be a total. So the first day he missed, the fine is $17,462. The second day is $34,925, and the third day is $52,381. And that total is just under $105,000. So that's what he's being fined for missing the 3 days. And for the contract that he's going to sign, that's nothing. So he's fine with that.
Yeah. But I could see that contract having just that much more added to it, just to kind of make that go away. Just
they'll take care of him. I'm not worried.
Giggles and grins.
You're right. I think the most important news, or the biggest news to come out of minicamp, was the fact that Noah Brown got hurt during 7-on-7 drills. I didn't see where he got hurt. I heard what happened, and no one's saying what the injury is, but he was carted off the field. He was seen throwing his helmet, and he was supposed to have an MRI today, but no one, either they haven't released the results of it, or if they have, no one's talking about it.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. It did sound like I thought the MRI was supposed to happen tomorrow. So today was the last day of the mini OTAs, and now everyone's off for 40 days before they kick back into, I guess, training camp. Is that what's next?
Training camp. Yeah. Yep.
So hopefully we get some good news on that for him. I think the other interesting thing is the guy that came out of retirement, I forget his name at the moment. He's battling a hamstring injury.
Who's that? Who did I miss?
The guy he was retired and he came out of retirement to come play for us.
Oh, one of the free agents they signed?
Maybe. He used to be a Cowboy. Where is that?
Oh, Gallup, Michael Gallup.
Yeah. So I saw that he hadn't been participating much because he was injured. And so it's like now, last week we were talking about the running back room being kind of thin, and we were like, oh, maybe we need to pick something up. Well, now we just lost possibly 2 wide receivers in our wide receiver room. Maybe we need to focus on that a little bit.
Well, yeah, the Gallup injury, I feel for him if that's the case. I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Right.
I don't think he was someone that would be a major factor this year. But Noah Brown is someone who, he came in last year. He signed right before the start of the season, so he didn't have training camp with the team. He jumped in. He was on pace for personal best in receptions before he got hurt. So he was someone that even with the Debo trade, I was picturing Noah Brown as the number 2 receiver, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe you could call it 2A and 2B with Debo, because depending on how Debo gets used. Because if they're doing a three receiver set, I would imagine those would be the 3 receivers along with Terry that would be on the field most of the time. You'd mix in McCaffrey and anybody else, but so that's the one that's really, but that's the one thing that I'm most concerned about is the fact that Noah Brown's hurt and no one's really saying what it is. And to cart him off seems serious to me.
The way it sounded to me was that the carting off was more of a just so he didn't have to walk back. It wasn't like he got up and was walking around a little bit, or he was able to walk to where the cart was and was like, okay, we're not going to make you walk back to the training facility. It's like, here, get on the cart and we'll take you back. But he definitely looked like they were saying he looked like he was in pain. And I'm sure he was. Let's just hope it's nothing serious.
Right. Yeah, because like I said, I was picturing him as the number 2 receiver this year. So I guess we'll find out more maybe in the next day or so. Who knows? But right now,
I'm kind of making a joke about the hamstring injury for the other guy because he came out of retirement and he's like, I think I still got it in me, and it's like, maybe you don't.
Maybe you don't.
Maybe you're really done. So
yeah. I'm the same way when I get out of bed and I tweak that hamstring and I'm just like, I should have stayed in bed.
I know that feeling.
Maybe Gallup should have stayed retired.
Perhaps. But it was good that the other no-shows from the optional OTA were there.
Right.
Lattimore was there, and so was Tunsil.
Yeah, so McAllister and Tunsil were both there. Although Tunsil had a Veterans Day of rest on Thursday or on Wednesday. We're doing this on Thursday. That. Yeah. So the guy doesn't do OTAs. He's new to the team. And then he takes the Veterans Day of rest on the second day of a 3-day minicamp. Look,
that doesn't sound good.
We talked about this when they traded for him about how, people say he's not a rah-rah kind of leader. This is not who he is. Everyone expected him to skip the OTAs. That's fine. He is at the mini camp. He did participate. Like the veterans are allowed to have a day off. But and look, you're new to the team. It's a great way to build a camaraderie, and they're revamp the offensive line. I mean, they're going to have 4 new people in different positions than from last year when they start the season. Because Tunsil's going to be your new left tackle. Coleman's going to move to left guard. I think that's pretty much been decided. And then you're going to have Connolly is going to be your starting right tackle, assuming he beats out Wiley. And then Cosme's hurt. He's not going to start the season, which means you could end up having Wiley play your right guard. So that's 4 new people. So I realize they're not in pads or anything like that, but the more you can start building that familiarity would be better, in my opinion. So, but look, I'm not losing sleep over and missing 1 day of a mini camp. Whatever.
I know.
I'll bring it back up if he has a rough start to the season, and I'll say, well,
there you go.
On the mini camp.
Just put that in your back pocket, hang on to it, and it's like, hey, remember a mini camp? You could have been doing a little bit better. You could have been doing more reps. You could have gotten yourself in better shape. Let's go.
There you go. These are the things we brush off now, but they'll come back up if someone has a bad start to the season.
That's right. And then if they do great, we'll just say, yeah, see, they didn't need the mini camp. They're great.
Yeah, exactly. But that's
I guess Lattimore is fully healed now, is what they're kind of saying.
So he says. Of course,
I sure hope so.
Well, yeah, it's funny to listen to some of these interviews at minicamp, whether they're talking to coaches or they're talking to players, because it's always the same. Hey, coach, what do you think about this player? Oh, he's great. He works hard. He's always hustling. He's always doing this. I mean, what do you expect the coach to say? Oh, the guy's weak. He came into camp completely out of shape. He's a slob. I don't know. We may have to find someone to replace him. That's not going to happen. And they talk to the new players. Hey, what do you think about being in DC and playing with Daniels and playing for Dan Quinn? Oh, I love Dan Quinn. He's a great coach, great leader. He's motivator and culture. And I really love DC, even though I've only been in Aspirin for 3 weeks and I haven't traveled anywhere outside of the Aspirin zip code. But I love DC. It's a wonderful place. I'm excited to be here. Like, come on, just shut up. Leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like me when I talk about LA. Oh yeah, I love it here. Yeah, it's great. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's wonderful.
The weather. You got to talk about the weather, right?
Oh, the weather out here is the best weather anywhere in the world. Anywhere. Nothing even comes close. Yeah. You should hear what I say when the camera's off. But I think that's all that's going on right now with the team. So they're wrapping up minicamp. So the big news, I think, again, Noah Brown is injured. We don't know the severity of his injury or what it is.
Yep.
Terry's, he sat out during his contract negotiations. I think it's a nothing burger. You're a little concerned, which is understandable. And
the funny thing is, my concern though is directly related to, I want him to have a long-term deal. I want him to be, on Washington for longer. He's a great player.
You don't want to have to buy another jersey.
I don't want to have to buy. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to sport it. I still have my RG3 jersey. I still wear that with pride. I don't care.
Well, I don't wear my RG3 jersey with pride, but
I don't wear it with pride. But
I got my Art Monk jersey on. This is the first jersey.
I know, that's a good jersey.
Bought.
That's a good jersey.
I bought this. I can't even remember how long ago I bought this. It's probably been, I would say, over 30 years ago.
Wow.
So it's a little worn, and it's a white jersey, so it's not really white anymore.
I don't think I will ever buy a white jersey again. I made that mistake. I bought my first one as a white jersey, a Santana Moss jersey. And I was thinking like, oh, everyone gets the home color, the burgundy. I'm going to be different. I'm going to get a white jersey. And then it's like,
but see, the white,
tell the team sometimes.
The white jerseys used to be the home jersey.
Well, that's fine.
Professional teams always used to wear white at home.
That's what they did? And then the colored jerseys were the away teams?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
I like it this way better.
Yeah, I think you should always wear the colors at home.
Yes. Well, I'm only going to buy the colorful jerseys. I don't want the white jerseys. I don't want someone to do a double take and be like, which team? Oh, are you a Niners fan? Because it's, white and red, or you're a Cardinals fan. It's like, no.
Yeah, but we have that same problem now with Washington's jerseys, because it's not really burgundy and gold.
No, this is pretty ugly. Everyone knows what it is.
Yeah, because it says this team name right up front, right there.
God, it's so big. Like the old one was like a small little thing, and it was like subtle, and I
just needs to say Washington and be done with it.
There you go.
I mean, this jersey, this doesn't even have logos on it or anything, but it does have big, long sleeves. It doesn't have the tight sleeves that the new jerseys have. So
you got to show off the guns.
Yeah, you got to show off the guns, which is why I have the long sleeves. And yeah, I'll probably never buy another white jersey again either, because I'm at that point in my life where I should not be wearing white shirts. So
it's amazing how you start getting so old. You just start, everything you eat just falls right on your shirt, doesn't it?
Well, that and all of my shirts now are black. So to slim me down or something. But
oh, there you go.
Hey, if you can't poke fun at yourself, who can you poke fun at, right?
That's right.
and Mike's not here to do it for me, so I gotta do it myself. But that's really about it. That's it. It's mini camp. There's nothing more going on. We'll see. Training camp starts in, I think it's a little less than 2 months, or right around 2 months from now. That'll be the big time when everyone's, they start getting in pads and stuff like that. And that's when it's, if Terry's missing time, then my concern level will go up. But until then, it'll stay at 0. I just don't care unless there's some breaking story that comes out. But even the stuff like you were saying, people are talking about him being upset with the process or whatever. I'm not even putting stock in that, quite honestly. So I'm not losing sleep over it. But if he's not there at training camp, then I'll have some issues.
Sounds fair.
You got anything else you want to throw in or add?
No, it's the quiet season. Hopefully, oh my God, hopefully Brown's injury is nothing real, and I think right now that's the only thing we kind of have to worry about. But if he's not able to come, if it's a big deal, hopefully McCaffrey can step up and be that number 2 or number 3 receiver that we need.
Yeah, he definitely. I mean, he's got to step up one way or the other. Yeah, but maybe this will. Well, I guess, look, I'm not going to speculate on what the injury is or how severe it is, or if Brown's going to miss time. He's got time before training camp to heal up, whatever the injury is and whatever the extent of it is. He's got time before training camp to heal up, and hopefully we'll have some more news come next week when we do next week's show. But for now, we're in the dark because no one's saying anything. No one's released anything. So
yep,
we'll just we'll ride it out. But I guess that's about it. So
that's it.
I guess we'll call it a show, and hopefully Mike will be rested up and recovered. He took, I guess Mike took the Veterans Day off of training at mini camp.
There you go.
And we toughed it out. Mike's trying to renegotiate his contract, but he should be back next week, and we'll do it all over again. So until then, thanks always for tuning in and watching and listening and feeding our fragile egos. Please click like and subscribe and leave a comment or two and all that fun stuff. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
See ya.